So hi everyone, welcome to the later view. So now let's start with the today's business stories. So moving on to the first story. First story is from Meta, and they had announced that they will invest more than Canadian $30 billion or US $9.1 billion to build their first AI data center in Canada. And the project will be built in Sturgeon Country, Alberta. And after its completion, this will be the Meta's largest AI data center outside the US. And this facility is built so that Meta can run their future AI models and AI services in this facility. And they will start with 1 gigawatt of computing power, and later on, they will expand to around 1.8 gigawatts. And that will make it the largest AI campuses in the world. And if we see this project will create around 3,000 to 4,000 construction jobs, along with 300 permanent jobs once the facility starts operating. And to power the campus, they will use around 932 megawatts natural gas power plant along with the advanced cooling technologies. So it will use much less water and than the traditional data centers. And if we see for Alberta, this is the major step toward becoming one of the North America's fastest growing AI infrastructure hubs. So our second story is from the US Airlines, which has spent nearly $6.6 billion on the jet fuel in May, making it second month in a row that fuel spending stayed above $6 billion. And if we compare the fuel spending to the same month last year, it was 84% higher. Why? And the biggest reason why the spending is so much higher, it is because of the fuel pricing. If we see the average jet fuel price has reached $4.09 per gallon, and if we compare it to the last year, it was just $2.21 per gallon. And interestingly, if we see airlines did not use more fuel, they used 1.63 billion gallons, which was actually slightly lower than last year. And despite this, the fuel spending has reached this much high. And this is due to the higher fuel prices, and fuel prices are rising because of the tensions in the Middle East. And if we see, although the fuel prices have started to come down recently, but many airlines have continued to keep the ticket prices relatively high while they recover from these increased costs. And our third story is from Apple, and they had signed a new agreement with worth more than $30 billion with Broadcom. And this partnership will continue through 2031, and the main focus will be on to build the advanced wireless chips that will be used in the Apple products. And if we see, Broadcom will invest nearly $1.5 billion to invest their chip manufacturing facility in Colorado. And together, the companies are expected to produce more than 15 billion chips in the US alone. And these chips will help the Apple devices to connect to the 5G networks, Wi Fi, GPS, and other wireless signals. And this agreement, if we see, it is also part of Apple's larger plan to invest nearly $600 billion in the US economy while supporting hundreds of manufacturing and engineering jobs. Now, moving on to the fourth story is from South Korean company, which is a chip maker, SK Hynix, and they are raising about $28 billion through a listing on Nasdaq. And if we see, the demand of the company shares among the investors is very, very strong. If we see, according to the reports, the offering was more than 7 times oversubscribed. It means that the investor wanted to buy far more shares than they were available. So the company is planning to use this money to build their two new semiconductor factories and to buy advanced chip making equipments. And their just main focus is just on producing high bandwidth memory or HBM chips. And these chips are important part of AI servers because they will help to process large amounts of information much faster. And if we see, the Nasdaq listing also gives SK Hynix access to the more global investors as demand for AI technologies continues to grow. Now, moving on to the last story, Jeff Bezos' company, space company, Blue Origin. They are first time raising the money outside money for the first time since the company was founded. And they are expected to raise near about $10 billion at a valuation of $130 billion. And Jeff Bezos himself is expected to invest about $2 billion in this funding round. And why are they raising this money? Because the Blue Origin wanted to expand their production to of its new Glen reusable rocket and increase the manufacturing and support future space missions. And they are also planning to invest in the satellite technology and future space-based AI projects. And this funding will give Blue Origin more resources as it continue to compete with the other companies in the growing commercial space industry. So that's all for today's business stories. And if you want daily business news like this, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel. So thank you for watching. Goodbye, take care, and I will see you tomorrow in the next video.